Hi there and welcome to this recording. It's Willie Knight here again. Basically today I wanted to sort of pick up where I left off yesterday. Yesterday I did a recording entitled The Journey So Far, and just talking about my journey through religion and some of the self-help and new agey type things through to basically having my own revelations. And I wanted to pick up today and sort of talk about the journey from here on out, the journey from now on, and how some core things have changed and what that means for me in my direction. One of the things that I noticed as I was doing the recording yesterday was that I hadn't necessarily picked up on it, but all the way through that journey, those different stages, there was constantly this sense that something was missing. Something wasn't quite right. And that was really driving my search. And what I think has happened for me is that I no longer consider myself to be a seeker. You know, you meet a lot of these people and hear people talking about, oh, I'm a seeker of truth. Well, I no longer believe that I'm a seeker. I now believe that I am a finder of truth. And that's a subtle but very significant shift when you stop looking for truth and realize that it's been right in front of you all along, and to start actually walking and living and manifesting in real truth. And that has been quite a profound difference. So basically the whole time there's been this something missing, and trying to resolve that, looking to these different sources to provide some answers. But what I had to realize was that the answer wasn't in any of those external sources. Several months ago, my partner has a 4-year-old son, and we were watching Kung Fu Panda, and at the end of that movie they're talking about the secret ingredient, and Kung Fu Panda's dad is a kind of a kooky chef, and he doesn't really understand anything about Kung Fu, but he has this secret ingredient sauce. And what he says to Kung Fu Panda is, he tells him at the end, he says, there is no secret ingredient. And I think it's very much the same for us. There is no secret. There is nothing missing. The only thing that's missing is the realization that there's nothing missing. And that's really how simple I believe it is. The idea of seeking for truth, by very virtue of actually going out looking for truth somewhere other than in yourself, you're moving yourself further away from the truth. And what I had to learn and come to really deeply understand was that answers aren't in all of these courses and books, and you know, even that applies just as much to the things that I write or record or whatever. You know, I don't have any answers for you, because the answers for you are within yourself. What these things can do, though, is they can, in some cases, they can illuminate the path towards that. And that's really the best that you can seek to do. If you're writing a book or sharing some kind of knowledge or revelation with someone, there's no way that you can actually teach them anything, because it's their job to teach themselves. What you can do is you might be able to shed some light on the way for them, might be able to illuminate something for them a little bit better, or lubricate their transition. But ultimately, you really can't teach someone anything, and to look at it from that point of view actually would rob them of the process of discovering truth within themselves. But I think that is a journey and a process that we all have to go through, is finally realizing that all of these external sources of truth, whether it's religion, some guru, some course, all these kind of things, none of these have the answers. Again, some of these things might illuminate the answers that are already within us. They might resonate something inside us that gives us an awareness of something. But if you approach these things thinking that you're going to find answers in them, my experience is that you're going to be sorely disappointed, and you're going to be stuck in this cycle of thinking that something's missing, then the answer is just around the corner. It's going to be in the next course, or the next ebook, or the next audio book, or the next seminar I go to is going to have the answer that I need, the thing that I've been missing all along. Well, again, my experience has been that is an endless cycle. If you look at things that way, if you think that the answer is just around the corner, it will always be just around the corner. When you realize that the answer is inside of you, that you are the answer, and that's how simple it really is, then that's the way it will always be. And that's, I think, is the thing about truth, is that we don't, I think a lot of us would be able to relate to that experience of feeling like something's missing. And if we've missed the truth, why do you think that is? Do you think we've missed it because it's so complicated that we can't understand it? No, the reason that we've missed the truth is because it's so simple that we look straight past it. And maybe one of the reasons that we do look straight past the truth is because at some level we have decided that we're not worthy to know the truth, that we're not worthy to understand. But ultimately that's a lie, and this whole thing is the crux of what I've come to see over this whole journey, is that ultimately truth is very, very simple. It's right in front of us, and the truth is that you are the answer. You are one with the divine nature of God, except that you have forgotten that, and the only thing that's missing is the realization that there's nothing missing. And again, I think that a lot of us miss that because it's so simple. It seems like that's too simple. It's too good to be true, that we could already know the truth, or the truth could be so far in front of us. Don't we have to work hard at it and go through some sort of process, or shouldn't it be a huge mission to try and uncover the truth? Well, to an extent that's true, but all that you're uncovering, I believe, is the revelation that there was nothing to uncover, the revelation that you are everything you needed to be right from the start. Several months ago, it was my mum's birthday, and I bought a little photo in a frame and put a little poem to it, which I think really sums up the whole thing of what I've come to see so far. And basically what it said was, where you have tried, simply do. Where you have done, simply be. And that which you wish to be, simply realize that you already are. And for me, that really sums up everything that I've come to learn so far. Essentially realizing that you and I are deeply and inherently worthy and valuable, and always have been. And anything other than that is a lie, and it's an illusion. And that's not to say that that's necessarily bad, because those illusions actually serve us, because ultimately it's only through experiencing who we're not, the lie of who we're not, that we can really experience the truth about who we really are. Because ultimately, if there's no lie, then there can be no truth. The two really go hand in hand, and they depend on each other, just like the night and the day. How can you call something night if there is no day? So there's a unity and a oneness and a purpose that's behind all of that. And another thing that ties into that's been very clear to me, is that all things are just as they need to be. There can be a sense of something's missing, there's something wrong with the world, and a sense that that there's something bad about this, that we've somehow lost our way. Well, in a sense we have lost our way, but we've lost our way in order that we might know what it feels like, or know what it is to find our way. Because until you've lost your way, how can you find it? And I really believe that that's the journey that we're on. But now, seeing that we have all had this experience of losing our way and feeling that there's something missing, feeling pain and guilt and all of these different emotions that are less than who we really are, now that we've experienced that, it's now our journey to remember who we really are, and in doing so experience that for the first time fully and deeply. And I think that's a very, very exciting process. And for me, the revelation about that whole thing has been that the truth is so simple. The truth is the easiest thing in the world. And ultimately that's why we have missed it, because it's so simple and it's so easy. We think that it couldn't possibly be so simple. Things couldn't possibly be so easy. But really, being who you really are, your truly enlightened self, it's the easiest thing in the world. And it's simply a process of removing all of the blockages and the doubts, and the sense of self-unworthiness that we have around that. So that basically leads me to where I am at now, which is beginning to see that and realizing that my purpose is to share that with others. And I know that it's only through meeting my purpose and fulfilling that I can be everything that I want to be deep down. And so this is a very exciting process. If you're listening to this, then I'm very grateful and excited that you're joining me on this process. And basically that sums up the reason why I've started to do these recordings and started to try and share some of these things, and the beliefs and the experiences that lie behind that. So again, I'll leave this here for now. I hope that this has been informative and enjoyable in some way for you, and that you'll join me again.